Thanks so much for joining us here on WLOX News Now at midday. I'm Brandy McGill. This morning, we are continuing to push for answers on what happened to Nolan Wells. He's the teen presumed dead after his body was found out on Horn Island. Today, an autopsy is being done at the Mississippi State Medical Examiner's Office Coast Crime Lab, and Will Polston is outside the lab now with what he knows. Will?
Well, good morning, Brandy. Good morning, everybody joining us. If you've been keeping up with us here at WLOX, you know the case and the story of Nolan Wells, who had disappeared back on July 4th, and then a body presumed to be him was discovered yesterday around 8:45 a.m. Here behind me in the forensics lab is where hopefully the family will get some new answers. While the family did take to social media and say that the body was Nolan Wells, the coroner of Jackson County, Bruce Lind, says he's waiting for the DNA results from this test that will come back and confirm whether or not it is him. Of course, there is a lot of speculation that it is him, and with the family confirming and Sheriff Ledbetter of Jackson County also saying that he matched the description. And now also we're hoping that this, with the autopsy coming forward, now we don't know exactly when the results will come forward, but we do know that it was being conducted today. I was told this morning by Bruce Lind, the Jackson County coroner as well. So we're going to get some answers. The family's going to get some answers revealing the cause of death and the condition in which Nolan Wells was found as well. We got a chance to speak with multiple agencies, including the United Cajun Navy, just talking about the looming questions that still stand that will hopefully be answered by this autopsy.
That's the question everybody's asking. Truly, what happened? We're not law enforcement. We are a volunteer group that specializes in search and rescue, search and recovery. We leave the investigating to the law enforcement officers. And I think that's the question everybody has. Truly, what happened? All we know is the end result. We're going to leave that investigation to law enforcement, and I hope they come up with a solution or come up with a storyline on exactly what happened to Nolan.
Now, this autopsy will determine the next steps in the investigation. Sheriff Ledbetter in Jackson County does say that the investigation is ongoing, and they've been interviewing multiple people who may know something and following multiple leads to find out what happened on the island on the day of July 4th. Live in Harrison County, Will Polston, WLOX News Now.
Hey family, it's Netta back at you with Black Lives Count. I hope you're all blessed. So family, unfortunately, we're here today for a video that really feels close to home, and it hurts very bad. Nolan Xavier Wells. Say that name. Nolan went on a day retreat for the 4th of July with a few people that he thought were his friends. Nolan did not return with those people, and they have all lawyered up and are not saying anything about what happened to Nolan. They said, now this was a deserted island, okay? They said that Nolan refused to get back in the boat and come back with them to the mainland. What really happened to Nolan? Will we ever find out? Why are the people and the participants that were in that group now lawyering up Why are they not talking? When it was announced that Nolan was found unalive, why didn't any of his friends on their social media post or anything say rest in peace? Hey, we're going to miss you, Nolan. When they came back from that outing, why did they go to a party instead of informing his parents and family and law enforcement that Nolan did not come back with them? I think they're lying. I think, unfortunately, that young brother met with his demise on that island with those people that were not his friends. I think they did something to him, and I think that they are lying about it now. They know the truth, family. They know what transpired at that place. They know what they done. Um, it is really sad to think that this is something that continues to happen. This continuously happens to young black Americans because of naivety. A lot of times, young people don't understand the beast that we deal with, that we live with, that we have to uh, condition ourselves to understand that those people don't know what friendship is. They don't even like each other. We continue to see this. Do you remember last year there was a young man, he was studying to be a doctor, and I can't remember his name, Jabari or something like that. And he went out on the boat, similar situation with his so-called friends, and he couldn't swim. Uh, he almost drowned. They said he jumped in the water. Thankfully, the young man survived. His mother was very upset and very adamant he didn't know how to swim and he would never have jumped in the water. Yet, when this young man came out of the coma, because he was in a coma for about a week or two, he got upset with his mother because she was saying that those people had did something to him. And he said they didn't do anything to him. It's very sad, family. Many of our children are not taught the detrimental teachings that our people have had to hand down from generation to generation. You cannot trust those people. Period. Do you recall a situation? This was a few years ago, and I spoke about this on my channel as well. There was a young Jamaican man who went, uh, supposed to be on a camping trip with, it was supposed to be just one of his coworkers who had been asking him. I think this was in Baltimore. But when the girlfriend drove him there to the point, the meetup point, there were about 8 or 9 other white people with the coworker. He was only black. Girlfriend said she didn't feel right about it. Something about it just didn't feel right. And she begged him not to go. But he, felt like he had already made it there. They seen him. It's not gonna be right to not go. He had already promised. That young man went into those woods with those people. He didn't come back out. If you recall this story, and if you don't, you have to look it up. I can't remember that young man's name. But he was shot about 10 to 12 times, all in the back and the back of the buttock. They said he attacked all of them and they had to defend themselves. Not one person in that group was charged with anything. See, family, they make it a habit of unaliving black people. It's a sport. They take them out, they hunt them, and they unalive them. This is something that their ancestors did. This is something that their fathers have done. And this is something that they are doing. You know, if capturing and trapping black people don't work, they just get a so-called friend, a black friend, and take them on a trip of never return. Family, talk to your children. Inform your children that those people would no friend if it slapped them in the face. They're wicked and inherently evil, and our children have no place among them, as do neither do we. Teach your children. I'm teaching my grandchildren that. I don't care what anybody says. They can say I'm being racist. How can I be racist? I'm a black person. It's absurd. Teach your children and your children's children not to trust those people. They're not trustworthy. I hope you're all blessed. Peace, love, and blessings to you, and Black Power. Take care, family. Bye bye.